Batman versus Superman, issue 165. Let's talk about these two. Famous Superman getting the lion head. I think there was a Todd McFarlane figure of that. I'm not sure. You can fact check me. Absolutely bonkers and crazy. I love it. So we're going to take a look at both these issues. We're going to compare the art and the story and the characters. We're going to see which one comes out on top. Let's start with Batman number 165, the man who quit the human race. What? You can quit that? I didn't know. Pretty interesting story with this mutant. They're talking about a mutant guy here. So he's this guy who's got this sort of weird gene or something that's going to mutate him. And he decides to quit being a politician or whatever. And he's going under this treatment with Batman supervising, hitting him with all these different rays and everything like that. And then he's mutated and he's starting to lose his mind. And Batman is trying to help the guy out, but also they got to kind of like fight against them. So pretty neat. Check this out. He's like surfing on a car. That's pretty damn cool. He's got all these different mutant powers. And you can see his footprint. He's growing and everything. He's huge. He grabs the dynamic duo. They jump out of the way. Pretty fun. Look, they get turned yellow here by this weird force field thing. They finally find the guy. He's naked. Oh my God, he's naked. So they figure out how to shine a light through this filter here and then make him green, and he falls and everything's great. And the end. Okay, that's the first story. The second one is Detective's Daughter. I liked this one. This is this policewoman here who becomes a detective. Now, this is funny because Batman is addressing the police graduates. This is the Academy's graduates. Again, very Silver Age style thing. And people always say, oh, this happened in comics. Well, do you want Batman? I'd love to see Batman addressing the police and doing a big speech and talking. He's kind of telling them a little bit about some of his past exploits and how he remains in shape. You have to have a good mind and a good body to be a cop. So reminding the fellows of that, tied up the bad guys. And now you got a policewoman. A policewoman, she scored the highest in all of her, amongst all of her graduates here. So she becomes a detective. Her father's on the force. And they do a little case here. There's actually a lot of investigating. She shows that she's a good shooter. They team up for this sort of mystery here. Turns out that she actually has a big time crush on Bruce Wayne, which Batman has never met her. Bruce Wayne's never seen her because she's always been in a mask. So they met deep sea diving. They met at a masquerade ball. So Batman kind of likes her now as well because, you know, she's pretty. So in the meantime, they've got this case that they've got to solve. And they actually follow the clues. Like this professor is kidnapped. The scientist is kidnapped. And he needs glasses. They're prescription glasses. He left them there. So obviously he left over against his free will. There's a box here of smokes, which he doesn't smoke, but inside the box there's a tape recorder so they can hear a little bit about what happened. Robin, the scientist also leaves them a clue in his, Robin figures it out in his formula that he wrote, and it's not really a true formula, but it spells out where he's at. So Batman and the policewoman are able to find him. Really cool. I really liked these two stories, actually. I thought they were really neat. Let's take a look at Superman. Superman, yes. So this is Cersei back, sort of. This first story is very convoluted. Superman is upside down. So the Superman Revenge Squad fired a ray at Superman, which made it so that his powers were messed up, but if he's upside down, his powers are not messed up. So he concocts this thing about having Cersei's tomb found, but it's really Saturn Girl who is pretending to make Superman do silly stuff upside down, but in reality, he's saving people and thwarting the Revenge Squad's plans upside down. It starts off with Lana and Lois competing for Superman's love. Lana goes to dig up the tomb of Cersei, and Lois Lane goes into space because they want to test the effect of space on women. In the meantime, Superman's doing all these things. So what I just told you about the Revenge Squad, that is literally the end, because this entire comic, you think Cersei is, with using her magic, making him do stupid things. And it's all a bunch of shenanigans. She turns his head into a line. Now, how can Saturn Girl, now this is Saturn Girl, how can Saturn Girl actually turn Superman's head into a lion? Well, it's actually Prody 2 who's morphing himself into different things around his face. A lot, look, he's a rat head guy. Where's the figure of this one? Come on. Maybe it is. I wonder if that figure comes with multiple heads. I should check that. So Superman's still able to thwart all of these crimes by being upside down. It's very weird. It's kind of a fun, kooky Silver Age story that is kind of neat. Like these guys have a tank and stuff. That's cool. And there's a revenge squad, and they're like, "Oh, damn it, our plan didn't work. Superman didn't lose his powers, but he actually did lose his powers, but he just didn't lose them if he was upside down." There's your explanation with Saturn Girl, and there's the North and South Pole of Superman. It was very weird. The second story is actually very nice. The sweetheart that Superman forgot. So Superman is hit by red kryptonite, which gives him memory loss, and he has no powers for about a couple of weeks. So it makes him throw away his Clark Kent identity. It makes him bury his Superman costume. So he completely forgets who he is, and he's really thirsty, and he just comes across this really cute girl here who gives him some water. He helps out around the farm. He keeps having dreams of these past Superman adventures, but he doesn't understand them. They end up falling in love, these two. And this is actually a little bit spooky, what happens here, because there's this guy here who doesn't like Clark. So a lot of the townsfolk don't like Clark, so they make fun of him or get him to try to get injured here. He's on the log, and they knock him down and get him all wet. So they're just treating him like crap, but she really loves him. And what I liked about this story is that she really loved him for who he was, not for Superman. That was really cool. And they're going to get married and all that stuff. And again, he gives her a ring, but they're showing that Superman could have crushed the coal and made a ring. So he rides this bull. Now this is crazy. He's on this wild horse. It knocks him off and it cripples him. Wow. This actually got me. Now I have not read this comic before. I've read many silver, bronze Supermans, but just for some reason I never read this one. I was completely shocked at the falling off the horse and being crippled for Clark Kent. Very, very shocking and disturbing considering what happened with Christopher Reeve. That is very weird. But anyway, so she loves him anyways. And then he gets knocked. This guy again hates him, so he knocks him down. And then Superman he falls into the ocean, and he meets up with Lori, and he gets his memory back. Aquaman saves him. He gets his memory back, but when he gets his memory back, he forgets this girl, and she thinks that he's dead, so she just grieves him, and he's like back to normal. And they basically say, I wonder, Superman thinks to himself, I wonder if there's any girl out there that would actually love me for who I am instead of fighting over Superman, and then they show her crying because she did love the weak version of him. Wow, that was awesome. This versus tonight is actually very difficult because the first story with Cersei of Superman is very goofy. And it's definitely Silver Age style. The second one, again, it's more shenanigans, like he loses memory, but I actually really love the story of the characters. I don't want to do a draw on these if I can. I'm going to say that the art goes to Superman. It's just, it's a very comforting art for me. I think we're like full. I don't know when Kurt Swan started exactly, but anyway, so really good. I think this is Kurt Swan. This is in the days where they didn't really have credits. So please correct me if I'm wrong. But anyways, regardless, I like the art a little bit better. Batman, the two Batman stories felt more like Batman stories. The first one was the mutant thing, which is kind of weird, but the second one actually investigating was pretty damn cool. So I liked both stories of Batman a little bit more. Whereas in Superman, I only liked the one story. So I'm going to give the edge to Batman, I think, on this one. Though I really, really did enjoy that one of him falling in love. The characters, I really like the policewoman. And I like this mutant guy. I thought he was pretty neat. Whereas Superman, Cersei to me was just Saturn Girl, so that was a fake out. I did like the girl, but I think characters, I'm going to give it to Batman. So 2-1, 2 points to Batman, 1 point to Superman, but with an asterisk saying you should definitely read this Superman comic, at least that second story. It's very good. So the winner today for this one is Batman, but just not because Superman was bad and Batman was great, but because Batman was just a little bit better, and Superman, the first story, was a bit too goofy, really. I enjoy these Silver Age things, but I'm trying to be, somewhat objective here. So, winner tonight for 165 is Batman. So that's it, everybody. I appreciate you guys watching. Please make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel. Let me know your thoughts on who should have won tonight. Until next time.
Hey friends, you've just been listening to J-Man, and he is the smartest person who ever lived. So make sure you like and subscribe.